Okay, back from the Decode podcast recording booth here at IPC Apex 2025, and we are joined by Dr. Eric Bruner from Aculon, and a familiar face for me, another local San Diego business and the provider of our Aculon NanoClear, which is our preferred coating for stencils, and they've been a pioneer really in the stencil coating game. Many have come since, but in position one was Aculon. So Dr. Bruner, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here, and we've had a great relationship over the years. Really appreciate all the support and business, and happy to take any questions or tell you guys about what we do.
Yeah, so I think the coating, I think when we first had exposure to it was coined as fluxophobic, which I think is probably a made up word, right? But tell us a little bit about what stencil coating actually does and what it actually is.
Okay, yeah, sure. So at Aculon, we're experts in surface modification. And so we figure out how to bond materials to surfaces. And kind of early on in our history, we started working on oil repellency. And so kind of one of our first customers was publicly available info was Oakley. And so we did oil repellency for sunglasses. And with that technology, we ended up finding a lot of different uses. And so we can bond to metal surfaces, and we can essentially provide very kind of world-leading oil repellency. And for solder paste, obviously there's an oil component, the flux, and so it's important to have that oil repellency in. And so we're able to both kind of bond to the metal surface and provide oil repellency. And the coatings that we typically make are very thin; they're at the nanoscale. And so that's been important too for this use. Obviously, you can you don't want to affect the dimensions of the apertures of the stencil, and you want to make sure that the coating's very thin and durable and provides oil repellency.
Sure, because it's not going to take too much residue sticking to aperture walls to actually drastically change the opening if it's a small enough aperture.
Sure, and then additionally, if you're reducing the geometries of the apertures effectively by the thickness of the coating, you're also increasing the thickness of the stencil. So now you've reduced the geometry of the aperture, increased the thickness. What does that do to area ratio?
Oh, that's going to drastically change it.
So it's a nano coating should be measurable on the nano scale, right?
So tell people when you use their coating, when you're giving a stencil to a new customer and you want to show off what the coating is like, what do you have them do with a Sharpie?
Yeah. So kind of a parlor trick that we have, because there's a strong desire folks have to actually be able to visualize the coating, right? And when you receive a stencil that's been coated with NanoClear, well, as the name implies, it's clear.
Yeah.
So
has no different appearance.
It has no different appearance. Mm-hmm. So people will say, well, how do I know it's there? I said, you got a Sharpie in your desk? And they say, yeah. I say, okay, on the squeegee side, mark with your Sharpie. And they go, okay, I marked. Okay, now try to do the same thing on the opposite side, and the Sharpie ink just beads up. So people always kind of get a kick out of that.
I certainly did.
Sometimes I don't know if Elias is actually sending me Rain-X or if he's sending me no, I'm joking. But it's kind of amazing, though, for our process, especially when we're running it, because I have the data right in front of me from the SPI results, and I can have a job that was causing me issues before, put the nano coat on it, and then I can just see even the amount of wipes, I can reduce that, and then that saves me money as far as using print consumables, as far as
time too, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a cycle time. And it's a huge savings. And honestly, he doesn't charge that much more for it. So it's in fact, all my nanos I get through him. So if it's through you, thank you for the chemical that you use, because it saved me a ton.
That's great to hear. Yeah, you're welcome. And we're happy to support your business. Yeah, the other thing that's great about NanoClear is I think it's relatively easy to use. It
Very
doesn't
easy.
require any kind of complicated
No,
equipment.
I've got a couple of the packs on my desk right now, and it's just a 2-part, right? You have a primer and then the application, and you wipe it on, dry it off. Like, I mean, I guess I shouldn't be telling him how you use it, but
Probably not.
I was finding it very interesting how easy it was to apply for sure.
Yeah, it's part of the beauty of the technology is it's liquid applied, wipeable, room temperature cure, so it reacts with the stainless or nickel at room temperature instantaneously, and so it makes it relatively easy to use and scalable. So.
Is there any new technologies do you see coming forward with that type of stuff? And like, how long has like nano coating been around in the first place for use in stencil case?
Yeah, we've been. I guess we've started back in 2012.
Was there like a
So we've
demand
been-
for it too,
Yeah,
or was it
and
kind of you had to
we're
build
working
it?
on some next gen technology now. We've kind of heard the call that there's a need to see the coating, also increase the durability. So the coatings, as it stands now, is as durable as the underlying substrate. If you start to etch the steel, or the cleaner's aggressive, or you start to actually mechanically abrade the underlying substrate, it does come off. So you get there's some limitations on durability. It is relatively permanent, but it can be taken off. And so we're coming up with a thicker coating that's still at the nanoscale, closer to 100 to 300 nanometers thick. That's going to have much higher hardness and durability. And so we're kind of working on that now. And Metal Etch has been a great partner to kind of help us kind of test that and start to look at that next generation technology.
That's very cool. It's all done in San Diego then too?
That's correct.
Wow, that's awesome.
They have a really cool lab. I've had the privilege of seeing it a couple times, and they've got some really fascinating testing capabilities. And it looks like chemistry lab.
We
or
have
something.
to at that scale, right? I mean, the cool part for me, and I know it's like a circus type of thing where it's not even like that big of a thing, but just putting droplets of water on it. When I run it through the stencil cleaner and then take it out, right? And I spray the one side that's not coated and then I spray the other side, and it kind of just verifies, hey, this is actually there for me, Because the Sharpie thing I didn't really like doing. I just felt it's like almost like mutilation, like putting something on a
No,
Sharpie.
he had to. I was like, "What?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Please don't make me do this.
What?" He's like, "It'll wipe off. Calm down. It's okay."
It hurts personally because we care about what we do. It's like an art form almost,
And above and beyond the NanoClear, what other coating types is Aculon supplying? I remember seeing this marketing video, and it just popped into my head since we're so close to St. Patrick's Day, having just passed yesterday. And they did a video where they coated an iPhone with something, and then they submerged it into a pint of Guinness.
Yeah.
You remember
Yeah,
that?
of course. That was a great video. And yeah, so we also sell a product line called NanoProof, and it's also a kind of a nanoscale circuit protection coating. It can provide all the way up to IPX7 level protection, which is full submersion for 30 minutes. We have IPX8 as well, so it's like basically permanently protecting the board from water damage.
Do you have to mask off connectors still, or is it like a full dip, or is it a spray method? Or?
Yeah, great question. It's a liquid applied coating, so it can be sprayed or dipped. And we do have a product called the NanoProof 8 series product, which you can coat connectors. It's kind of a softer coating that allows a push-through connectivity, so you can coat the connector and still make connections, and then provide protection for those connectors.
And that helps us out so much
Oh,
for
yeah.
keep out zones, like the amount of manual labor of peeling a sticker, putting a sticker on, and then making sure it's sealed, right? To be able to have something you can just submerge, connectors, switches, it doesn't like it. And I get like it's all variable, right? Like there's certain things that maybe it won't or it will, but for the most part, right? Like it's just kind of cool that you can still have connectivity to those connectors, and maybe it's a hardware lug that you need to connect to or something like that. It's it's a game changer as far as keep out zones go.
Yeah, well, we love to work with our customers to understand the problems, and I think we pride ourselves on working closely with customers, being innovative and listening to what they need and coming up with solutions on the coating side. And so we kind of heard that call, like, hey, there's these, coatings out there they're great, but you can't coat the connectors. It's a real problem to mask them off and all the labor and expense there. So that's how we developed the Nanoproof 8 coating. And so, we're always trying to be innovative, fast, and responsive to our customers.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, this has been a really great interview. Thank you for joining us. And it's kind of cool when we can talk to somebody that makes a product that we all kind of are influenced by or benefit from. So
Sure.
Thank you, Dr. Bruner.
Thank you. It's my
Yeah,
pleasure.
thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Doc.